Hi, my name's Steve Hasker and I keep bees as a hobby. I currently have 6 colonies and I've been keeping bees now for 15 years. I remember at the end of the second winter going to check on my bees and I discovered they were dead, and that really upset me. I cried. I knew that this was my fault. I hadn't prepared them well enough for the winter. So from then on, I made sure anything I could do to just give them the edge, just help them to survive the winter, then I did it. I insulated the hives. I use polystyrene hives now, they're really good, so I haven't got that same problem. I made sure I used an approved varroa treatment, keep the varroa mites down because they weaken the bees. And I make sure that I check them regularly throughout the year, monitor their health. And I feed them. I make sure once the varroa treatment's finished at the end of summer, then I start feeding them sugar syrup. Last year, I was introduced to HiveAlive. Got some here. There we go. I was introduced to HiveAlive. Seaweed, it intrigued me. The thought about feeding my bees seaweed. Well, I discovered something. I discovered that cattle farmers feed it to cattle. It's in with their cattle food. Chicken farmers feed it to chickens. The Chinese eat it. They think it's healthy. I've eaten it in a Chinese restaurant, only to try it out really. So maybe there's something in it. I thought I'd ask my fellow beekeepers from our organisation, and surprisingly enough, a lot of them already use it and they were very positive about it. I asked a bee farmer, a man that I know called John, and he uses it. And that got me thinking. I thought, a bee farmer is doing this for the money. He's not going to throw money away. He must have a lot of confidence in this to spend money on it. He buys a lot of it. You're talking about hundreds of hives this man's got. I looked in the catalogues. All the main beekeeping suppliers sell it. They wouldn't sell junk. So I thought, give it a go. So last autumn, HiveAlive. Well, early days yet, it's early days. I think you need to give it a good 12 months to actually see the benefit. But all my bees came through the winter. I didn't lose any colonies this year. They came through very strong as well. I went into winter with 5 colonies. I've now got 6. I had to split one of the colonies. They were just getting too big. And an added bonus with this, when you feed the bees sugar syrup, if you just feed them sugar syrup on its own, you run the risk of upsetting their tummies. Sugar syrup goes mouldy, the bees eat it, they get the equivalent of human diarrhea, and it weakens them. A lot of beekeepers, to overcome this, they add thiamine to the sugar syrup. It stops it fermenting. The problem with thiamine is you have to heat it up to dissolve it. I remember the first year I did this, did it in the kitchen. Boy, was I in trouble. My wife came home and the whole house stunk of thiamine. Now I do it here in the bee shed. However, I don't have to anymore because it's here. It's in the HiveAlive. Thiamine's in here. All I need to do is add the HiveAlive and it solves the problem. So I'm hooked. Give it a go.